Music! Okay, so got us a Malbec from California with no vintage on the bottle, so I'm going to assume that it is a blend of multiple years of Malbec from California. But that seems to be the only varietal on this bottle, and I'm just assuming some things. So, Redwood Creek Malbec, California, 12.5% alcohol by volume. So, I'll taste this out a little bit. This has been breathing for probably in the neighborhood of around 4 hours. Very robust and sweet smelling. Very heavy in the grape. You know, kind of the purple grape. Kind of on the rim of the glass here. If you can get that. Not much for bubbles there. See what we can do. There we go. A bit more of an idea what the color is. Kind of a purple burgundy mauve or something. So they're saying on the bottle, referring to it as a velvet finish. I'm getting kind of more a powdery Kool-Aid type drink mix finish. But it is pretty smooth up front. It does have some actual sweetness to it. So if you put a bit of the wine on the front of your tongue, you are actually pulling out a little bit of sweetness. There's a lot of times, especially with a lot of the red wines and stuff, they're tasting like they might be sweet, but it's kind of just a fruitiness or whatever. They're actually still quite dry. It does have kind of a dry mouthfeel, but it is definitely have some sweetness to it. This is not world-class Malbec or anything, but it is very nice tasting, I guess, you know. For a sweet Malbec, I was not expecting it to be sweet. I just thought it didn't even cross my mind. I just saw a California Malbec. It was like $13 or whatever, you know. So I thought, well, you know, I'll try this out. And I was thinking to myself, just like the maple was coming to mind, like maple syrup. So, and that's in the description here. So that was pretty cool. Plush flavors of dark fruit, coupled with hints of maple and star anise, give this Malbec a velvet finish. So you are kind of getting like a bit of a maple sweetness, kind of a heaviness, kind of like a sticky ribs, kind of a honey garlic kind of a thing. Not no garlic though. We're not picking up garlic. Just kind of that type of sticky, sweet kind of caramelized mapleness. Very cool. It's not cold, but it's kind of a nice cool mouthfeel. Very smooth. All in all, it's not overly complex, really. It's very simple in its flavor transitions, and it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, done. A nice, affordable bottle of sweet Malbec from California. It's kind of a neat wine to try. I do recommend trying it. Just beware, you're probably not going to impress any super wine snobs with this one, but it is not really offensive in any way, which really is kind of a score all on its own. Because there's so many wines out that are, you know, they might taste a little more, what's the word here? uh, proper, you know, we'll say, but they carry so much acidity and other unbalances in the flavor. Like, you know, they're kind of you can have acid spikes even if you let them breathe. Some of these wines are going to be horrible. This is way above that. There's nothing really offensive or bad. It's just very kind of simple and like non-complex sweet red wine from California. But it's not way up in the sweetness, but it is kind of getting there. It's actually a bit sweeter than you may assume. Like it's way sweeter than I would have expected. You know. Very smooth, but like really all in all, kind of a. It is a Malbec, so you are getting kind of a slight bit of spiciness in the finish, and a very, very smooth, like fruity mouthfeel all through the middle, like a cool kind of. I want to almost say like yeah, like a dark jam, you know, like a maybe like a blackberry jam kind of flavor, very smooth up front. But really, it's like one, two, three, and the after there's really not much of an aftertaste. So there's like not like much of a finish at all to speak of with this or anything like that. Like if you're used to some of these mind bending wines that I've tried, so check out the channel and shit. So um, yeah, this is not that in the finish department. So I'd like to say it's an 80. I'm gonna call it an 80 on the basis that a lot of people are really going to like this, but they're not going to be like wine snob people. But it's just going to be kind of like a wine for the masses, especially for the price. This is kind of wine if you pour it out at a party for a bunch of just everyday people that don't buy wine or aren't that into wine normally. They're going to be a lot more impressed with this than a lot of the other stuff you're going to bring, even if it is a higher end. Even like don't waste your high end wine on layman's is kind of what I'm saying. Because they're not going to appreciate it anyway. So you may as well give them a bottle of this, right? For $13, just do the wise thing. But I won't say that I wouldn't buy this again, but on the terms of like, if you're the people expect to bring a wine because you may know a little bit about it, but the people that you're bringing the wine for are pretty outside the wine snob jurisdiction. This would be something that I would consider bringing, especially for $13. Especially if you're going to bring a couple other wines as well. This would be one that if the people didn't like the dry red wine, they can come to the sweeter one. It'd be a pretty good option. As for pairings, I can't see ribs, maybe something like that. It'd have to be maybe alongside something sweeter, quite possibly like strawberry, anything with like strawberries in it or something like that would probably work. Strawberry salad and pork ribs or something, sticky basted pork ribs, mapleized beef or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna give it an 80, but just take all the factors into consideration here. But it is no bad, like real bad, offensive, horrific things going on here whatsoever. None of that. It's just bland 1, 2, 3, and it's done. 80 points, Berserker, and I've milked it as long as I can. 80 points and I'm out. Yeah!